Yo, what is going on, you shook shove it? That is right. We have a stall deck in standard, but it does attack and it does do damage. And our goal is still to draw 6 prize cards. But we do try and stall as much as we possibly can, and that is this Dracozolt VMAX deck. Now, this deck I've seen quite a bit, but this list is actually Vinny Fernandez. So shout out to Vinny. I featured a couple of their lists here on the channel. So I'll put their Twitter in the description, so go ahead and give them a follow over there so you can keep up to date with all their happenings in the Pokemon TCG. But yeah, Dracozolt VMAX, 330 HP. It's got that Spark Trap for 60 damage for 1 lightning, and this is the main attack, if not the only attack we use every single game. We rarely, if ever, use the Max Impact. And the attack says during your opponent's next turn, if this Pokemon is damaged by an attack, even if it is knocked out, put 12 damage counters on the attacking Pokemon. So we attack for 1 energy, we do 60, and if they hit us, they take 12. Which is not that much damage. It's only 180 damage. We're not one-hit KOing anything, but that is 2-hit KOing most VMAXs if they hit us twice with the same VMAX. But we only take 1 energy. We've got a lot of HP. Very few things can one-hit KO us. And then we play a lot of healing. We're talking 4 Moo Cheese, 4 Potion, 4 Lucky Ice Pop, and 4 Cheryl. And Cheryl's really the big card here, I guess, because that heals all of our damage, even from multiple Dracozolt potentially. So a lot of healing in the deck. We even have Palpads in here so we can recover Cheryls, or even something like the Kabu or the Marnie, which we do play 4 Kabu in here. It's not draw support you see very often, but fairly often we'll only have 1 Dracozolt set up and in the active, so we can use the Kabu to draw 8 cards, that's a lot of cards to be able to draw on your turn, especially when you shuffle them back so you don't lose anything, and then you get all the cards back. So Kabu, kind of insane in here. Got some Marnies in here as well, and then 10 energy. That should be plenty of attacks for us to make throughout the game. Even if we're Cheryling, pretty frequently and lose the energy, 10 attacks should be more than enough. We can probably get away with like 5 or 6. And sometimes we won't even have to actually like Cheryl the Dracozolt. Sometimes we can like hit, and then they'll just hit us a little bit, and then we'll use like an Ice Pop or a Moo Cheese or something, heal it up a little bit, and then reattach again. Or not reattach, and just attack again, and then use maybe a Cheryl on the following turn once they've built up actually enough damage to like threaten a knockout. So yeah, this deck is super cool, attacking stall type deck. So let's go ahead and let's get into some games. If you guys fully don't get how it's supposed to work, I'll show you here in just a second. Okay, going first. I guess we might as well go first. I guess this maybe would be a deck where we'd want to go second, to be honest, because then we'd be able to play the Kabu or the Marnie turn 1. But then I guess we just risk getting knocked out or something like that. So yeah, we probably still just want to go first overall. And we've got 2 Dracozolt V. I'm not going to put the second one down yet. I'm going to hold on to it. We might put it down this turn. We might just hold on to it. I'll probably put it down this turn. It depends what we're up against. So if we're up against something like Dragapult, we probably just want to rock 1. My goodness, quite a few mulligans there. Interesting. Well, I don't know how this is gonna go. I have no clue how this is gonna work. We're up against Decidueye here. And yeah, this is gonna be, I think we just win, because if they hit us, they take 12, and then they're only doing 90 damage, and then we can just keep doing that over and over again, and then we should just win through healing. We'll see. Our opponent is playing the game, which is also, I don't know if it's that important, but they are playing the game. It was possible they would just not play the game and we would just like go to like a deck out war, but they are playing the game. So we're going to also play the game, start to put out some damage. I'm not going to get too aggressive here. Just going to go ahead and Spark Trap. Not going to put any more energy in play. I want to make sure they're playing the game, because once I know they're playing the game, then I know I can play the game. But if they choose not to play the game, then we get into a situation where it comes down to deck out. And we play 4 Kabu, 4 Marnie, so I think we should just win the deck out war, because we can just Kabu ourselves. And then our opponent doesn't have that. They probably play Marnies, but that shuffles both people. So we should win the deck out war just based on Kabu, to be honest. I'm going to set up another one here. Got a Marnie. Go ahead and Spark Trap again. We're just going to keep Spark Trapping. Got some healing in hand, so I don't feel like I really need to, play the Marnie here or anything. We're just going to chill. We do have 3 Palpad in our hand. We have all of our Palpads in our hand. I guess I could have bossed, right? I could have boss KO'd something. Actually, could I have like boss KO turn 2? I think I could have. But let's just see what happens. We're gonna go with the Spark Trap again. Yep, Deep Forest Camo is online, so gotta sit through that every time. But I think this is just gonna be a dub. Let's see. They should take the damage. They should take 12 damage counters. I did bench this Dracozolt so they could boss this now. Okay, there's the boss. Splitting Arrow. So we do want to evolve this one. So let's go with an attachment. I don't really want to attach though. Could just go ahead and play the Marnie and try and find a... Yeah, just save the energy, I think. Play the Marnie, try and find another evolution. There's a good chance we hit one here, or a decent chance. We do play 4 evolution incense and 4 evolution. Did not hit one there. So gonna go with the Beak, and then we'll play the Movement Cheese next turn. We'll heal 30 from each of them, and then what does it say actually? To have energy attached. Okay, so we can heal 30 from each. I should have put the Path to the Peak in play maybe. Next turn we can Kabu for 4. Which is obviously like not ideal, but it's not that big of a deal either. We can also just let this thing get knocked out, to be honest. I might just let this thing get knocked out, to be honest. I could still play the cheese right now though while I have it. I have to I only have 2 in play. I thought I would just like pick them. Fortunate. Yeah, we'll let our active get knocked out, I guess. Draw out the Path, and then there's Beak. Okay, and then we're gonna get into it next turn. Finally get back to our VMAX. I'll play the Kabu, draw a bunch of fresh cards, have a fresh hand to work with, because we do need some healing for this. We can't just like survive without healing. Well, I mean, to be honest, we don't need that much healing because they're going to hit us. They're going to take 12 like over and over and over again. So they're going with a Wind Shard here. So getting aggressive on my bench one. We can go with this Lucky Ice Pop. Let's see if we get how many heads we can get, if any. The answer is no. I mean, I guess I'm gonna Kabu here. Let's try and find an evolution. If we get the evolution here, we can knock this out. No evolution again. Did get some cheese. Just gonna go with the Beak. Not gonna play the cheese yet. So slow going off the rip here. But we're like in a fine spot. We're not being pressured too heavily by our opponent. We do need to get the VMAX into the active. I maybe should just sat on 1 VMAX. But I was like, if I can set up 2, kind of gets it out of the way a little bit. We do get to draw a prize card here. Go and throw down another cheese. And maybe even just another cheese. Yeah, sure, why not? More cheese. Could shuffle in some draw supporters, to be honest, because I do need to kind of draw into one of those right now. Maybe should have done that last turn, of course. All right, Beak. Also, energy. Energy would be nice as well. All right, we're going to get attacked this turn. We're not going to get knocked out. Let's see what this prize card is. It is another Path to the Peak, which isn't very good. So once again, we're still in a spot where we kind of need to draw something. Because we don't have enough healing and energy to sustain this Dracozolt, but we don't need that much either. We're like... very low maintenance at this point. Okay, we got a Dracozolt. Here we go. Spark Trap. No damage, but if they hit us, they take 120. And then we do it again. And then again. And then again. And then again. And then again until we have won the game. Here's the hit. They take 120. And if they ever decide to not attack... let's see, we have... ooh, the potion does keep us alive. Yeah, if they ever decide to not attack, we will win the deck out war. We will sit here... and we'll draw pass, but we play Kabu, and they don't. So we have Kabus to help us shuffle draw, and we have a lot of Palpat as well. So we will just inevitably win the game through Kabu at some point. They cannot win the game. We will always end up winning. There's nothing they can do about it, basically. Because we'll always have Kabu to play, and they won't. We are timing out first, but that won't be a problem. So... yeah, just gonna go ahead and fast forward to the point where my opponent does concede eventually. Okay, so I've been going at it a little while now, but I'm gonna play this Kabu on the next turn, and let's see if my opponent gets the hint that it is unwinnable for them, or if they want to stick around for another, 20 minutes or so. Okay, Kabu. So this will only shuffle my hand into my deck, whereas Marnie shuffles both of mine and my opponent. So now my opponent is decking out first, and I play 4 Kabu and 3 Palpat, which we have 2 Palpat, I believe, left, and they're both in the deck. So we're definitely at the advantage here. Spark Trap, and let's see if my opponent realizes their demise here. Looks like they want to stick it out a little bit longer, but don't worry, guys. I'm going to grind through it, and I'll see you with the dub at the end. Okay, my opponent finally concedes after I shuffled 2 Kabu back into my deck with the Palpat. So we get the dub, and that's how you do it against Decidueye. Got to be careful a little bit early on. You don't want to like be super aggressive going through your deck and then realize, oh wait, they're winning the deck out war. But it's very hard for them to actually do it because you do play 4 Kabu and 3 Palpat. So like I said, they have to shuffle both of your decks with their Marnie. And when you play your Kabu, it puts them on the deck out first. So pretty easy matchup, to be honest, overall. Sometimes it'll take a little bit of a grind, though, if your opponent doesn't quite know what's going on. But yeah, my opponent finally figured it out when I played the Palpat for the 2 Kabu, and we got this first dub. Here we go again. Opening hand, we have the turn 2 Dracozolt VMAX, but we don't really have anything else going for us. So we're really hoping our opponent doesn't have like a turn 2 knockout, because then we lose the game. We are up against single strike, and we're weak to fighting. So we're really hoping they're only playing the Umbreon and not playing single strike Urshifu. We did get a speed lightning, so now we're in some draw power here. We got a little bit of draw power here with the speed lightning. So yeah, we're really hoping they don't play Urshifu and it is just an Umbreon build, but they probably play Urshifu. That is the more common of the two builds. Only some Dowers here to go with the Umbreon so far, though. And the Sun and Moon badge, so that's good. This is all good signs for us. Signs that we might be surviving. Hand, I don't know. It's okay. Too many lightning energy and not enough draw power. For sure. We got a little bit of healing in here. Got some potions. Got that cheese. We got that turn 2 VMAX, which is also pretty good. Our opponent could also, of course, Marnie us here into maybe something a little bit better, which I would not be complaining about, to be honest, right now. So I wouldn't hate to see something like that. There's an Umbreon ditched from the tower. So yeah, maybe our opponent isn't playing that Urshifu. Like I said, we can hope that that is the case and they're just an Umbreon build. They do have the Sun and Moon badge, which isn't very common and usually only played in the Umbreon build. But actually, okay, they don't have it yet, but we're about to get turn 2 knocked out if they get a switch card. I just realized we can get turn 2 knocked out by this, even though it is Dark type. And there's the Air Balloon. So that is one of the risks of this deck. We don't play a ton of basic Pokemon, and we don't play any Quick Ball. So we're really reliant on finding 2 Dracozolt early or just not getting turn 2 KO'd like that. Not happening in this game, though. So we will take a loss here in the second one. Getting to go first this time, which is definitely quite a big difference maker as far as avoiding getting donked goes. Looks like we got a mulligan here, though, for our first draw, which isn't a surprise because we only play 4 basic Pokemon. We just hope that we don't mulligan too many times. We don't want to give our opponent too much extra stuff to work with. They can have a little bit. I don't care if they have a little bit, but not too much. Too much is too much. So we really hoping they don't get too much out of it. Sobble start for my opponent. Just gonna go attach, and we could put the Path to the Peak out. But I'm gonna wait and see what they're playing first. I might want to use it as a counter stadium to some of the stuff they got going on, or yeah, maybe want to use it as a counter stadium for the most part, to be honest. So we're gonna see what they got going on. We're not gonna jump. Yeah, they put their own Path to the Peak out. So I guess I wish I had put mine out, to be honest. But not too worried about it. Here comes a Marnie. I really liked my hand. We had the Dracozolt VMAX. We had the Kabu. So yeah, I really liked my hand. But it's not that big of a deal. Should have plenty of time to recover. Get a new VMAX, but not much else. There's a Lightning Energy for my opponent, so probably a Jolteon deck here. They're going to go ahead and hit up that Keep Calling and get some more Sombles into play. Yeah, I'm going to go get the VMAX. Not going to mention this V yet. Got a big charm for it as well. We'll be able to get a prize card here, and my opponent doesn't have that Jolteon, so we're going to have like a couple turns here of just kind of swinging with the Spark Trap. Maybe even get 2 prize cards off a couple Sobbles here. We'll see if we get multiple. There's a Speed Lightning, so I can draw some cards. I don't love putting it in play here, but we're probably going to have to end up putting it in play here. For sure. And yeah, I don't even know how to tackle this Jolteon matchup. We really don't want to bench another Dracozolt, because then my opponent is actually doing damage to 2 things, which is what they want to be doing with Jolteon. So I don't really want to bench another Dracozolt V. We could maybe even build up to a max impact pretty aggressively here, to be honest, because we do have this healing like through the potions. Yeah, we just need like 4 energy for a max impact. So if they hit us, they take 110, and then we would be able to go with a max impact. Here comes a Marnie up from my opponent, so we're losing our hand. Yeah, we might just hold off on benching the Dracozolt V for a while. But I'm not too sure I want to tackle it, to be honest. So we're gonna see how this game just kind of develops, and then we'll kind of make a play from there. But feels like it's probably gonna be a pretty good matchup, to be honest, unless they get like a lot of quick shooting online very early to get some extra damage flowing, because otherwise they're only really doing 110 or 100 damage each turn. I guess like 120 or like 140, whatever. Depends how many quick shootings they have in play, but that's like not that much damage turn to turn. Definitely pretty easy to handle and manage. So yeah, I'm not too worried about that much amount of damage. That's why I'm feeling like I might want to get up to that max impact, because we can use stuff like the cheese and the potion and the popsicle to kind of heal us. We don't even have to Cheryl every single turn. They actually could have done 20 damage if they wanted to. Just go ahead and play a Marnie. Get some new cards. Not a whole ton to work with. Once again, we got a couple cheese, but the rest of the hand, not a whole ton here. So I think I'm gonna actually even go and play this Pal Pad and put this Marnie back, because we do need like top deck something here over the next couple turns. We have like 2 or 3 turns to work with, but yeah, we will need to top deck something at some point. So we can't sit here forever just on double cheese with a Lightning Energy and a VMAX. So Gonna go ahead and be aggressive with that Palpite. Put one more thing back into the deck that we can now top deck into. And then hopefully, yeah, over the next 2 or 3 turns, we get something else to work with. And then, yeah, finding another V could definitely be an issue. But like I said, I didn't want to bench that V when I had the chance to, because it would just kind of start getting picked on by the Jolteon VMAX. It might not accomplish very much by having it in play, except giving my opponent more prize cards more aggressively, which gives them more cards to work with, which, you know, we don't really want to do. So I think we just want to rock the 1 VMAX for a little while, and then when this thing is about to get KO'd, when we can't heal it anymore, that's when we want to try and bench a V down. I think is going to be the game plan here. But yeah, they can only do 100 damage, so 100 damage this turn, heal off 60 of it, 100 damage the next turn, and so on and so forth. We might even hold off on the cheeses, to be honest. Ooh, there's a Tool Scrapper, so we lose 30 HP here. The Tool Scrapper is gone now, so our second big charm, if we can find it, will stick. We do have to find it though. Yeah, they're setting up their second Jolteon, but the damage is going to start flowing pretty heavily from us now. They're gonna hit us this turn, so they're gonna take, you know, 120 damage, and we're gonna do 60 more, and then they can't hit us with this one again unless they want to give us prize cards. So then they have to go to the next Jolteon, and kind of go about it like that. But here comes the Evolution Incense. So like I said, quick shooting, definitely something my opponent wants to set up, do more damage, as much damage as possible turn to turn. So here comes that quick shooting for sure. Yep, there it is, and I'm sure they're gonna want to get out another one. If they play the 2, some people only play 1. Some people play 3 as well. So if my opponent's playing the 3 quick shooting, it's that much better for them. But they're probably rocking 2 if I had to guess. Maybe have the 3 or the 1. But Max Thunder, and they take 120 back themselves. So we're not in like a bad spot as far as damage goes. Path to the Peak is not going to save us though. I don't think we're going to get KO'd next turn. So I'm just going to go with another Spark Trap. So they can't really attack with the active one. So they kind of have to attack with the bench. They could go for a pin missile and try and knock us out, but they would need to hit like what? 3 heads plus double quick shooting? I guess it is possible. Maybe I should have healed at least with 1 Moo Cheese. I just didn't heal with Moo Cheese at all because I was like, I don't really have to, and it shouldn't make a difference. But actually, it could with the pin missile. They could go for a pin missile here, which actually would make some sense for my opponent to kind of go with that because, I mean, on average, you're hitting 2 heads. You know, oh, here comes a sheriff. Here comes a sheriff from my opponent actually. So this is going to be a little bit annoying. Gonna reset the damage on their Jolteon, and then they'll probably, yeah, speed lightning, re-hit. They'll take another 120 again, but we have to top deck this turn, I think, or we're just gonna lose. This is it. Have to top deck this turn. We need some healing, or a V or something. Here's the hit. They'll take 120 again, but can we get anything? There's a Marnie, so we can double cheese to heal this thing up, and then play the Marnie. And then we're going to need some off of this, a little bit of healing, and then get into another V, or a V would also work, and we get that V, actually double V to work with here. So we can actually go ahead and throw both down, and then whatever one they damage, we can send up the other one and evolve that. Although now I can't Kabu for as much next turn, so maybe that was a mistake, actually. Because now I can only Kabu for... well, I guess that's only if they KO my active. They actually probably can't KO my active this turn. So my active is probably chilling. So it's probably correct to have played it this way because my active is going to live no matter what. But it might have not have. So it's definitely correct to have benched these just in case. So then I'm cobbling for 4 probably next turn anyways. But they could triple quick shooting my active. But if they triple quick shooting my active, that means they're not actually doing any damage to my bench. My bench Dracozalts. So then those can come in both with full HP. Although having them both have full HP doesn't really make a difference. So that's not that big of a deal either way, I guess. Do need to look to evolve one of them as soon as possible. Here comes that item finding Inteleon. I wonder if they're going to grab off of that. Yeah, they will take 120 if they hit us again. Oh, if they do hit us with this one, well, they're probably going to try and hit us with the bench. I was like, yeah, if they do hit us with this one, they actually just get KO'd. So they really have to go into the other Jolteon VMAX here for sure. They definitely have to retreat, use the other one if they can. And they have the item finding Inteleon, so they can find the Evolution Incense plus second Elemental Badge. Go with Net. And yeah, they're going to get the... Oh, they already have the Elemental Badge. So they just need to get the Evolution. They got that. And then they got the Scoop Up Net. They can reset one of their Inteleons, going for the item reset. Yeah, it's going to come down to where do they want to put these quick shootings. Because actually, I might survive another turn here with this Dracozalt, which is definitely where I want to be, to be honest. Having this one survive again is pretty good. I mean, it does mean that they'll be able to KO with quick shooting pings next turn, but it's not really that big of a deal. Ooh. Okay, that's annoying. I'm not going to lie. That's pretty annoying. Didn't really expect that. It did happen, though. I could go after this Sobble, to be honest. I could go KO Sobble with the Beak, and then Kabu on the next turn when I just have this Dracozalt V in play, and then go from there. I think that's what I'm going to do here. It also removes their Drizzile option from play on the next turn, which is also just kind of a good a good bonus to kind of like taking that away from my opponent doesn't hurt, right? So I think I might go this route. There's the goon. So they are going to KO this VMAX this turn. But to be honest, I don't really care too much about that. If they do KO the VMAX, they're only doing 100 damage per turn. But it does stop me from being able to like share a list or something. So I understand the choice here from my opponent, but I'm fine with it personally on this side of the board. I'm okay with this play, and I think we're gonna go chase that Sobble here and take that out. I think that's gonna be the move. We'll see what my top deck is, of course, and then we can Kabu for 8 next turn and hopefully get a VMAX plus an energy and keep swinging from there. Let's see what this top deck gives us. Ooh, it is the Evolution Incense. Huh. But maybe we still go with the Beak play. Is that way we can still Kabu on the next turn? I think we still go with the Beak play. So we're going to go after the Sobble. Attach here. I could VMAX the bench one right now, which I don't see a reason not to be honest. I'm going to go ahead and VMAX the bench one. And then Beak for the knockout. Get ourselves a prize card. Pat to the Peak. Not very good. I guess my opponent doesn't have to knock out my active Drakazal V, though, I guess. And maybe if I hadn't evolved it, they would have. But even then, they shouldn't. But I guess that's only if they know I play Kabu. They could still go after the knockout on the active. But they really shouldn't. But, I mean, I guess maybe my opponent doesn't know that. So maybe they will still knock out my active here. I want them to knock out my active here. But like I said, yeah, my opponent doesn't know that for sure, I feel like. That they shouldn't. So hopefully they do. It does take away an option from me. So it definitely wouldn't be a terrible play for my opponent to knock out my active. But let's see what route they take here. Because to be honest, I want them to knock out my active. But they're pinging my bench once. Are they going to ping it twice is the question. Do they want these prize cards right now? Yes, they did ping my active. Like I said, probably a mistake. They probably don't know that, though. So we're going to take advantage of this here. Off this Kabu, we need an energy. And then ideally some kind of healing, some popsicles or something. And then we need to start drawing into the Cheryls. As soon as we need to get like at least one Cheryl for the reset. And then... we'll need some more Cheryls later on. All right, but this is it. It all comes down to this Drakazalt. Will it survive? Got a Popsicle. We're going to go ahead and throw it out there. How many heads do we get? 0. Kabu for 8. What do we get? We need an energy. Got the way too much energy. Okay, go some more Ice Popsicle. Get a heads. Another. All right. Another all right. A lot of energy. Too much energy, to be honest. We don't need this much energy. This is like an unnecessary amount of energy. Because now if our opponent Marnies us, we're going to lose all of this energy to the bottom of the deck. We don't want all this energy in our hand. That's like most of our energy here. This is not it. This ain't it. This ain't it at all. But we're still fine. We're still fine. We're still cruising. Very big hand to work with. My opponent has 1 Marnie left, I believe. Yeah, they have 1 Marnie left. Who knows if they have it in hand. It could still be in the deck. We did take out that Sobble, so they don't have that Drizzile to kind of go find it. They are using a Scoop Up Net here, but they're going for a Goon Ping, actually. I thought they were going to reset this to try and get access to Drizzile. Or no, pick up the Goon. Interesting choice. There's the Marnie. So last Marnie from my opponent, though. That's it. They're out. So if we can get this thing healed, we should be in a fine spot. But that's it. Okay, couple Cheryl, a Moo Moo Cheese. We got to kind of buy time to use this Kabu. My opponent only has 7 cards left in deck. So, yeah, because of only having 7 cards left in deck, we could just win by... we draw here. Another Drakazalt V. So I think we have to go Cheryl and then Kabu next turn. They only have 120. So we're going to Cheryl. We don't have an energy, like I was saying. We don't have the energy. So that kind of stinks. And then, yeah, pass over to my opponent. They can do 140 this turn, 140 next turn. So they can't 2-hit KO it. So they have to Kabu, get back into another Cheryl. But yeah, they only have 6 cards left in deck. So it's very possible we deck them out here. Here come the pings. So they can do 140 this turn, like I said. 140 next turn. That's 280. Not enough to KO us. So we just need Kabu and get another Cheryl or a bunch of other healing. But yeah, here goes Kabu. Can we get, a Cheryl? We just need a Cheryl for the following turn. Got an energy as well. I almost don't want to play the energy, though, because I'd rather use it after I use the Cheryl. So we're like all in on the Cheryl. We have 100. Do I ever want to heal anything, though? Because if they get 3 heads, 180, Popsicle could save us, and the Moo Moo Cheese could as well, actually, to be honest. So we could go that route, because they could save us from a Pin Missile. I don't think they got it, though. I don't think they got it. So we're just going to go ahead and go pass. And then next turn, we're going to Cheryl and attach. And if I get punished here, I get punished. But they need the last Elemental Badge and an energy. I'm just going to go ahead and say they don't have it. They could have it. They also have a Goon Ping. But Goon Ping won't quite cut it either. So we're still in a good spot. Yeah, max on a Rumble. Okay, that's what I expected. A little bit nervous, though, of course. They could have come out with that Pin Missile and gotten us. Go ahead and play the Cheryl once again. And then Speed Lightning, draw 2. Gonna burn this evolution in since we don't need that in the deck anymore, just in case. I mean, they don't play any. They're out of Marnie, so it shouldn't matter. But we don't want top deck into what's it called as well. All right. Spark Trap 60. If they hit us, they get knocked out. Do they have another Jolteon setup? They only have 4 cards left in deck. We have a Cheryl in hand, other healing in the Popsicle, and the Moo Moo Cheese. So I'm feeling like we basically got this one wrapped up. I think we'll be defeating the Jolteon VMAX here. I mean, there's still ways I guess my opponent could win, but I don't see it happening. I think we got this one all wrapped up. But yeah, let's let them play out their turn, see if they got it. I am kind of scared of a Pin Missile at the end. They could get 4 heads. So I guess that's the only thing to play around at this point is Pin Missile 4 heads, but that seems so unlikely. I mean, it is just so unlikely to happen, right? 4 heads on Pin Missile, not likely to happen. So I don't like. I mean, we should play around it if we can, I guess. And once again, they only have 4 now. They only have 4 cards left in the deck. I don't know if I already said that, but they're out of Marnie, so no shuffle draw there. I'm trying to think if there's any other way they can get cards back into their deck, but I don't really think there is. They're running to the Jolteon V. That's not gonna do it for them though. We'll probably just play the Ice Pop next turn, try and heal off this 40. Maybe we'll get a heads on the Ice Pop finally. Let's see. Tails again. All right. Spark Trap. 3 tails on all the Ice Pops. What? All right, fine. Maybe our last Ice Pop will get us out of there. Yeah, they ran to the Jolteon for a turn. They could even run to Inteleons, to be honest, and leave those in the active. How many energy do they even have left, though? That's 7 energy in play. Doesn't look like they play the capture energy, so that might just be all their energy. They might just be out of stuff here. Yeah, we might just be walking away with the dub here in 3 turns. Like, we might not even, or I guess we could win through prize cards faster than that, but I feel like we're going to be winning here in 3 turns after my opponent decks out. It does not seem like they have much gas left in the tank. Another Path to the Peak. Play some cheese. Heal again. Boom. Spark Trap. Another 62 cards remaining for my opponent. They're out of energy. They could have another badge left. I'm just trying to think through situations where my opponent can still win. Like, what can they still do at this point to possibly win? More quick shootings coming down. All right. Up to 7. But I don't think it's going to be enough. We got 7 on us. They can hit us this turn. They got a Jolteon VMAX. Okay. They play Big Charm, apparently. Okay, Big Charm on the Jolteon VMAX. They don't have an energy to attack with it, though. So I think we're still chilling. I actually wouldn't mind playing for a Kabu this turn to try and find other... Maybe I should go Cheryl first. So I don't think I'm getting knocked out next turn, so we're going to go ahead and Spark Trap. 1 card left for my opponent now. 260 HP. They can't Pin Missile anymore, so the max damage they can do every single turn is 150 with the Goon Pin. Gotta remember that Goon. They could have 4 net, so let's play around 160 damage. They could be playing 4 net. So let's play around that. My opponent can do 160 damage, 100 from this, 140, double Goon Ping, 160. So as long as I'm under or have more HP than 160, we should be safe. Yeah, we'll play around them being able to do 160. But with only 1 card left in the deck, like I said, they probably don't play anything. They could play an Orde Rod, I guess, but I'm surprised they wouldn't have played it already to recover those energy to potentially attack with other things. So I'm pretty sure they don't, but I guess that'd be like the only thing they could play. They're still just kind of bouncing between Jolteons. 220 HP. I think next turn we'll play the Cheryl, and then turn after we'll look for a Kabu, or just more Cheryl, to be honest. We could just find more Cheryl. Goonping coming out right now, actually, from my opponent. But, and they're actually going with a Max Thunder Rumble. Gonna knock themselves out. I think they're going to send up the Goon here. So we are going to be able to use the Cheryl here. Yeah, I think my opponent said the last ditch effort. They're like, well, I hope they don't have it, but we have it. We have the Cheryl. We have Palpad to put more Cheryls back in the deck. Yeah, all good for us. Or I guess I can set up this one as well. That works. Energy. And there's the concede from my opponent. And that's going to do it for these games with the Dragozalt VMAX. I hope you guys enjoyed them. Dragozalt VMAX. I hope you guys enjoyed them. The deck is a ton of fun and definitely a change of pace compared to everything that's been being played in the format recently. So yeah, check it out. Check out the Dragozalt. And yeah, if you enjoyed the video, give it a like, enjoy the content. Be sure to subscribe and hit the bell, and I will see you guys tomorrow.